still not fixed. I don't know what's going on. I used to be the Wolverine when I was growing up. I used to be able to like regenerate my blood. Not anymore. Shout out to all the veterans out there. Veterans, vitamins, all the V's. Victory. Shout out to you guys. It is 11/11/2025. Welcome back. Welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. Let me say that again. The whole lot of truth part. Yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it. You know, shout out to my man Trove. I'm here live with you tonight, but only by the God's will and grace because of Trove. If you guys do not know, Trove is a content creator, graphic designer, musician, producer, ghost writer. The man is amazing. And Trove did the unthinkable. We're working out the glitches. Like that very well known, it's a work in progress. We do have copies of the book. If you guys do not know about the book that was written, I will explain the process. So years ago, when I started studying, when I became obsessed with what we do, and that is following GameStop and going about it, there was this storyline that came to me. And over those years, it's gone and it's expanded, and it's been proven correct. 100%. But, you know, I leave it there. I leave it at 99%. But the track and the realization of what was to be has been proven, and I will touch on it tonight because what sprang from it, what grew from it, is one of the greatest accomplishments of my professional career as to date. And that is the Connect the Dots book, written by Marant's Rants, organized by the greatest Trove. And the way we put this together, the idea, the thought process was to go through the 99 episodes. In this case, the book was written off of the 97 episodes of Connect the Dots. And Connect the Dots is a series I started making on YouTube throughout these last 4.5 years. And it's where I've connected the dots between private equity on publicly traded companies and the effects they have on them, and how you can uncover a lot. From what I know, the book is phenomenal. You know, I will have copy. I actually have the copies, and so what I say from what I know, I wrote the whole damn thing. No, it's just the idea of it that really like tickles me. The idea that Trove tells me today, he says, Marantz, he goes, we're gonna sell this book and we're gonna give it away. We're gonna do this, you know, we're gonna do our thing. It's a safe keep. It's on people's bookshelves, and we're trying to find the most economical way to do it, because I told Trove I'd fund all the money for it. And Trove's like, no, I insist. Let me help. And then I said, no, I can do this. I'll buy 1,000 copies. I'll buy 100 copies, whatever it may be, so that I can sell it this way. And we're trying to get it published, and we're trying to do these things in the right way, because we know that you guys would value the book. And you guys want signed copies. That's even harder. I've been playing all your songs, man. So many good ones. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, Trove has a lot of good songs, without a doubt. That book looks official. Wait till you read it. Wait till you read the book. It is that good. The book was able to tell the story that we've been trying to tell in all these videos, and we try to do it all in one book. So the story is of GameStop. The story is the real story of GameStop, the true story. That turnaround, the David versus Goliath, the biblical story of GameStop, and that's why this book is so awesome. So, I got to figure out how I'm going to do it. I think we're going to put a price tag on it, on the paperback, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to put a link on the channel, and you will be able to order as many copies as you want. as you need. We're going to figure all that out. We're doing that now. So it's officially not ready. It's a work in progress because the copy that I got wasn't formatted correctly. So went back to Trove, said, "Hey, because publishing, they say, hey, we're gonna publish it, we're gonna send it out this way, and then you get it, and then it's not the way they said, and then so we're critiquing it, we're fixing it. The highlighters are out basically, so we're going through that, but you'll be so grateful once it's done. I mean, I'm grateful, and I think a lot of people will love it because the story that's being told is a story that's unfolding right now. And you guys have seen me unfold it for you personally. Like I literally went to the books myself and started writing and started creating and started doing PowerPoint presentations and uncovering and this is a cleaned up way, a summarized way of doing it. Somebody gave me this idea years ago, 2 years ago to be exact. And then I said, no, it's not me. And then somebody last year told me the same thing. You should do it. And Trove just said, the hell with that. We're doing it. I couldn't even say no to Trove because I don't say no to Trove. He's my creator of creativity, if I can put it that way. He does so much for the community. A lot of what you guys see is Trove. It's sprinkled in. You guys might see some bumper stickers here from Derek and how they all push it out. This is also Trove on design. So it's just one of these things where this community has done all the things for the right way and the right movement from the ground up. The next step would be take the book and shop it. And what I mean by shop it is you take it to Netflix and you take it around to studios and you say, who wants to buy this idea? And who wants to make a movie? Who wants to make a series? So those are steps that would be taken in the future. But we're doing one thing at a time. I'm leaving in front of you just telling you. I don't have to tell you. But I am telling you that's how great this story is. So, but we're living it. And you are it. I'm it, you're it, we are it. We are Team 51. So, because I can says, wow, because I can. I did not see that donation coming. I want the message to reach as many. Here's $100 for the book fund. Wow. Thank you so much, because I can. And yes, we are going to put every dollar we can to work. And we're going to do it the right way because I think the book has a unique way of telling the story and people buying into it. So if you bought a book or a copy of a book for someone, I'm sure they would be like, what is this book? And you say, this is what I've been doing with the last 4.5 years of my life. I hope you enjoy it. So it's my testimony, and it's a story of what's happening in America, corporate. And it's funny because the things that I've said over the last 4 years, I get blown away sometimes because people come to the channel and say, hey, man, isn't it crazy how mass media is so far behind? Like Morant said this a year ago. Morant said this 6 months ago. Morant said this 2 years ago. Like, I'm like, yeah, well, when you see things, it's, yeah, well, we're going to work on an audio book as well. It might be two-part series where I read the book and do a voiceover on the book. So we'll figure that part out. Because somebody said, we've got to hear it from your voice, not anyone else's. And I was like, okay, no problem. But I'll be ad-libbing. I'll be, hey, guys, and don't forget in this chapter, blah, blah, blah. Like, you remember how I wrote this? Because people are not going to remember how we wrote these things and how we did these things and all of that. So, Daria, I read your comment before you retracted it. Don't worry. So I was going to touch base on that tonight with you guys. So thank you so much for the support of the show and the channel, and I'm sure you guys will get a chance to order a book. I don't know what the proceeds are going to go to. I don't know how much is going to. I just know that we've got a deal. We got a contingency deal out there. We got a deal going, and we're going to figure it out. Okay, so we'll put the team behind it. We'll see what we can do, and the team is Trove and me. Sitting there shooting ideas off each other, and there's other people involved in this channel. There are other people that help support it and promote it and do everything they can. I would give you an example, like Because I Can. Because I Can has donated before and done a lot for the giveaways. And guys like Tool and Donko, obviously Freddie Bauer. So many people along the years, between even Ruben and Elmo and Kyoto and Stacks and Venuti and Jesus and Sergio and his brother. Like, how many people can I name, guys? I can't even go through them all. There's dudes like Warren Buffett, who's amazing in the Discord. I love that name, by the way. I told him this morning. I said, dude, your name's amazing. But I mean, and you got Sharon. I always do that. Sharon. You got Amber. God, the list goes on and on, guys. So if I don't name you, I apologize. But how could I name 10,000 people, 15,000 people when they're all real big GameStop supporters? I was watching some other videos, and the outcasts from this channel, they all finding new homes to hang out in, and they all say the same thing in every video. Oh my God, I love this channel. I'm so happy. Marantz is too jaded. Marantz is too strong. His delivery is just too real. And I go, you can be fake all you want. Yeah, I always do it, Sharon. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I can tell you why, Shannon. I can tell you, Shannon, why, because there was a girl that I knew named Shannon, and it always crossed my mind. I'm like, oh, Shannon. Yeah, Shannon was a cool chick. But I didn't know too many Sharons other than the girl from the reality show with Alice Cooper. Is that who it was? Or the other guy, Ozzy Osbourne, his wife? Who cares? All right, back to the stories, back to good stuff, back to GameStop, back to the markets. I gotcha. Jesus, the only guy in D.C., government shutdown. Yeah. Is that where he's at? Is that where Jesus is? No edits, no cuts, audio version. Oh, man, that'd be tough, Jesus. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes down. But, the best part about what's going to be happening real soon is I'm going to get back onto the grind of it all. On the giveaways, we're going to be doing a giveaway real soon. GameStop ruined my giveaway idea. I thought we were going to go Friday and do the whole walk the line and hand out stuff, but they called me today to tell me that they're releasing the game on Thursday, which is true. Thursday at 9 would be midnight, would technically be Friday. So we're going to go on Thursday instead, but I can't. I have a whole nother thing to do. I've got big business meetings on Thursday. When I'm done with those, and I'm going to go to pick up my nephew, come back, we're going to go to GameStop, and we're going to go out there and get our copies of Black Ops 7 on Thursday at midnight, which would be 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So that's pretty cool. That's what I'm doing this week. You guys know I support my investments the best way I can. But we're also going to give you some info. And I was talking about something. I was saying that this channel is always ahead with the info. So like 2 years ago, I started talking to people on Twitter Spaces calls, which I usually don't do anymore. I stopped doing them because I didn't like how the way it was all pronounced and announced. Like, it was you raise your hand, you come up and speak, and then they mute you if you're trying to get your point across and you actually make sense, and they don't. And it's just too much of a controlled atmosphere where you don't get to speak your mind. And okay, but I knew the battles that I had done in the past between Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, and AMC. I didn't want to have this battle about Nvidia, but I did go to channels and say, Nvidia is a terrible investment. This is when Nvidia was at $120 a share. We all know that it peaked out at 209, 210, 211, wherever the hell it ended up right now. So I was about almost $100 behind. I'm almost 80% behind the ball here. What I said was Nvidia was not a good investment. And I said Nvidia was round tripping, right? I used that term. And I said, and I agreed to it because I had told everybody after I read that the private company called CoreWeave had leveraged their inventory. They leveraged their inventory for dollars. And they were going public soon, but that they were going public with billions of dollars of debt. So, fast forward, I think a year later, this last year, I said, I know the game. I see what's going on. I see what's going to happen here, because I was explaining to you TVs. I don't know if you guys remember the video that I did. I did a whole video about televisions. And what I was explaining was a common practice in televisions because I lived it. And somebody said, damn, Marantz really knows televisions. And I go, no, I really know merchandise and the value. So if you guys didn't live this age of televisions, it was you had an LCD, you had a plasma, you had a 3D TV, you had a curved TV, and then you had the newest OLED, QLED, all of the above TVs, all the new ones. You had a 1080p TV. You had a 2K, 4K, 5K TV. All these TVs you've had over all these years, but as you notice, the TVs get better and better and better with technology, Roku built in and whatever it may be. But the problem that you're having is the technology's doubling every 6 months. Your TVs are getting better, but you're not selling enough inventory fast enough. So it becomes a write-off and or a markdown. And I equated the TV. Do you guys remember that episode? I'm just checking. You guys want a show of hands? I'm sure some of you guys have never missed an episode. But I had talked about how TVs were accelerating faster than the feed. And what I mean by the feed, your cable television, your live sporting events. Doesn't matter if it's a 4K TV. You can't watch sports in 4K because no cameras at these sporting shows are 4K. Right? It's just unprocessed TVs, but whatever. I had talked about this with you guys, but here's why I brought this up a year ago. Because I was telling you that Nvidia was announcing every quarter a new chip. We have this new processing chip, and we have high demand for this processing chip. Matter of fact, the demand's so backed up. Gang, thank you for your service, Marantz. You're welcome. Alex P., thank you for your service and being a member for 2 months. Phenomenal. So I tell you guys that Nvidia is coming up with product faster than what it can be used for. And that people are buying this product to keep up. And I said existing chips and products are going to be an asset write-off. The depreciation of assets is a write-off. And you cannot keep up with this write-off because no one is showing you that they have a depreciated value. I've looked at the earnings. Wait a minute, no one's showing an asset write-off? A markdown? Nobody? The only person who did an asset write-off, if you guys know this, was GameStop. GameStop sold all their Canadian stores and French stores and go, we got a $35.5 million asset write-off quarter one. So we had all this profit, but it could have been $35.5 million more, but we wrote it off, and that's fine. It's a taxable event, as we call it. So I had said then what I'm going to tell you now. The valuations given, and thank you, Christy, for the kind words there about Veterans Day. Thank you. The valuation given to these Mag 7 companies, they have a lot to do with not having asset write-offs. No one's doing an asset write-off for these depreciating assets called AI chips. We have a new technology, we buy new ones, the old ones, they're still holding value. Therefore, you don't take a hit on your sheet. The problem that I have, no, I have no proof that Tony Nero was ever a veteran. He says he was, but there's no proof. I got proof, bro. I also got pictures. I don't know. That guy, I think he did a Navy movie once. One of those famous ones where they go in the Navy with their shirts off and their chicken wings up. I don't know. Anyway. Some guys challenged me to a push-up contest today. I haven't done push-ups in forever, but I have the form and I have the power and the will. I beat the whole damn office. It was crazy. I was like, "Are you guys serious right now? It's Veterans Day. You guys don't do push-ups? What's wrong with you people?" Anyway, now it's cool. Here's my point. I said all of this a year ago. Said every single bit of it. These companies are borrowing money on assets that are depreciating in value. Therefore, their valuations should come crashing down. Well, safe to tell you, we did it again. We did it again. Because your boy Michael Burry posted onto Twitter this post. This was done just yesterday. Here's the post. Understanding depreciation by extending useful life of assets artificially boosts earnings. One of the more common frauds of the modern era. Massively ramping capex through purchases of Nvidia chips and servers on a 2 to 3 year product cycle should not result in extension of useful lives of the compute equipment. Yet this is exactly what hyperscalers have done. By my estimates, they will understate depreciation by $176 billion over the next 2 years. By 2028, you already know Dr. Burry. You know Dr. Michael Burry. If you don't know him, he's telling you. Oracle will overstate earnings by almost 27%, Meta by 21%, etc. But it gets worse. More detail coming November 25th. Stay tuned. So for the next 2 weeks, he's going to have you waited on bated breath, and he's telling you that the network/compute depreciation useful life used to be in 2020 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 5 years, 4 years. Somehow, some way, that has doubled in Microsoft's books to 6 years. Oracle is now at 6 years as well. Google is at 6 years. Meta is at 5.5, and Amazon is at 5, 6, and 5. What does that mean? For those of you that don't know or do not understand what he's telling you, he's telling you that companies are overstating the value of their assets so that they don't show losses. An asset write down. And if they were to show that, they would not be nearly as profitable. You would take it as a loss. And when you take it as a loss, let me tell you about impairment charges for this. You wouldn't see the gains you see. You wouldn't see the valuation you see. So Dr. Michael Burry took a short position against numerous stocks this week. He took Oracle, he took Nvidia, and I believe he had just announced Palantir as well. These are all perfectly short positions that you should short at this level. But he's giving away the playbook right now on what's happening to these companies. Some people are like numb to it all. Who cares? These companies make so much money. They do so well for the world. And you've predicted this many crashes. Okay. Well, I'm telling you he's right. I told you he was right 2 years ago. I was telling you. Because I knew that CoreWeave was pumping their own book. And a lot of people know this now. And it's going around and it's getting sick. It's to the point where every post you see on the internet now is, hey, there's this circular web of circular finance. And this flow chart, this diagram here, you will see it all starts with Nvidia and ends with Nvidia. Every dollar that Nvidia puts out comes back to them. Nvidia will buy portions of a company, and they will in turn buy portions back from Nvidia. And this is how you pump your own valuation. How much of this is a true valuation? How much of these companies actually generate profit and gains? I'll give you an example. OpenAI, that has $500 billion of valuation, half a trillion, they netted $12 billion of profit. When you're netting $12 billion and your valuation is half a trillion, it's going to take you 25 to 50 years to pay it all back. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So if this is where you're at today, could you imagine how much of those profits are real? I can't imagine. Nvidia agrees to invest up to $100 billion to OpenAI. OpenAI agrees to invest $300 billion into Oracle. Oracle agrees to buy the chips from Nvidia. That right there in itself is the biggest round trip you've ever did see. But it's the pockets. It's the little companies like CoreWeave. Hell, I would tell you that what's not on are super microcomputers. I would look at them as well. There are numerous investments that are not adding up, and everyone's finally waking up to it. The cycle repeats itself, and elevation of valuation gets increased every day, every minute, every time you're trading. Why are we talking about this? Because if you are not aware of the gross miscalculation of profit and value on this market, then you're missing the bigger picture, because none of this existed 3 years ago. But something did exist 3 years ago. Something existed, something happened. And you had to find a leverage for it. Now, we just showed in the Discord, if you guys are members of the Discord, it's completely free. It always will be. In the Discord, they showed you that KKR, they're telling you there's some stress there on their investments, on their private equity investments. We know Apollo, Bain & Company, Ares, the whole 9 yards, everyone is trying to get their money out of this market, and they can't. Their money's tied up somewhere on leverage. If you did not read the new outline that just came out with UBS, the bank who actually inherited Credit Suisse's swaps, they said there's some really special clients out there that they're not prepared to swap out. Meaning, and I'm guessing, GameStop already bankrupt Credit Suisse, and in the backyard, in the back deals, they're trying to do this in silence. And eventually, it will come to light. Eventually, you cannot hide this much longer. If GameStop does not go up in value, these are the real signs of what's happening. Guys, I'm telling you, I am so locked in on this, and you should be too. You don't only have to read the book, Connect the Dots. You actually have to do the deductive reasoning and connect these dots. There is one company in every single, and I tell you, I told somebody today, Google it, damn it. Google it for me. You guys want to be so smart, then Google it. Tell me how many stock analysts are alive in this world. How many stock analysts exist in this world? From 400-something thousand all the way up to 500,000. International, national, I don't care. You're telling me 500,000 stock analysts. How many cover GameStop? I'm going to go with 0. So when the whole world is not allowed to tell you what this stock is, what this company is, let me tell you. Let's go to the website. Let's go to GameStop's website and let's remind ourselves what the hell is really happening. Last night I make a video, GameStop sitting on around 9,800 cards on the website. I'm proud to tell you that overnight when I blinked my eyes and I woke up, they now have 13,244 cards. This is crowdsourcing your info, guys. This is not being asleep at the wheel. This is paying attention to the company you're invested in. This is the influx you've been looking for. This is the time. The whole world is taking notice. While things are circulating, things are being misrepresented. Dr. Michael Burry shedding light on it. Every research firm out there is just blinded to the fact they're not allowed to talk. I am. We just did over 3,000 cards overnight. Be prepared. Be prepared for the biggest run to the top side. We are preparing ourselves to sell more merchandise, to do power packs across the board, to unleash this monster that is GameStop, that is increasing in value, that is running the right way, up and to the right. And that stock price is down year over year right now. Phenomenal. I'm not mad at it. I'm licking my lips. I'm excited. I'm just like, wow. I can buy it for $21.40. I bought a share today, 1 share. I'm not rich. I'm in control. I'm not leveraged. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day. Proud to be a part of this Team 51. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Diamond Hand Band. We're here. Sir Moist, been a member for 30 months. J-Dub's been a member for 24 months. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for so many years. We're doing more with less. You're damn right. You're damn right on that. Here's an update on my YOLO position for GameStop. I have over oh my God, let me say this out right. I'm so sorry. I have over $55,395 cash money into GameStop myself. I am carrying a load of 2,324 shares, and I'm down about 10%. I'm okay. I could give back the 10% tomorrow, walk out of here with 49.8, and I'm not tired and I'm not sad, and I'm actually pretty glad. But I do know this, that if this stock were to run up to the highs of last year, just to the highs of last year, I'm going to be sitting on over $200,000. I know that if they hit the highs of 2021, I'm going to be sitting north of $300,000. We're going to have some real problems here in America, guys. That economy might come crashing down. This whole government might come and reopen. We might find out the truth about Charlie Kirk's murder. We might find out the truth about a lot of things. But the one thing they don't care to tell you the truth about is GameStop. But I will. The other thing that was put out there was by Larry Chang. Larry Chang says going from 0 to 100 million in revenue is substantially harder than going from 1 billion to 2 billion. That makes me smile. That makes me laugh. Not even close to being the same level of difficulty. I know, Larry. I know, Larry. But I'm in an alternate reality. I'm not in the reality that you're in, GameStop, or that you're in, Larry Chang. Because going from a 0 to 100 million might be the impossible feat. Like GameStop, it took them a year to do it. Because they went from $6.7 million worth of profit to 131.4 million the next year. Took them 1 year to go from 6 to 100. I get it. And I know now they're going to go from 131 all the way to 500, 600 million. I know the math. I know the math of that. I understand it. But can you imagine? Let this channel be the proof to you. You guys want to do crowdsourcing? Crowdsource it right here. We have a following of 14,875 followers right here. I have been growing this much every year, every day with GameStop the whole way. You would think that this channel would have 2 million followers. You would think would be covered by everywhere. Let me tell you something. No one talks about this channel. They're not allowed to. No stock analysts. Nope. No partnerships. No nothing. These guys are not allowed to. Go talk to any other GameStop channel that's being built right now. Carter's Corner Pocket, you name it. Jeremy wouldn't be off the floor right now without us. But and he didn't even say thank you. Anyone else out there wouldn't be walking the talk of GameStop without this. But that's because you're suppressed. It's not your fault. It's their fault. They do it on purpose. They own Twitter. They own Reddit. They own mass media. I understand it. I'm fighting the biggest uphill battle you'll ever face, but when those floodgates open and we start walking, people are going to join us and people are going to see exactly what we see. But it's going to take a downturn. It's going to take some battered and bruised. It's going to take a lot of shit. We're nowhere near it. I promise you, we're nowhere near it. When I don't want to speak it into existence, but if something were to happen to me, then you know you're pretty close. But they can't shut me down. I'm about to hit my 43rd birthday. My birthday's in 3 days. I'm turning 43. And I talked to a young kid. And we were talking. And he said, man, because he bounces stuff off of me all day long. And it's flattering. And he says, man, I can't believe all the knowledge you have. And you're just, and then he says, like, what I do for a living. And he's like, you're just this? And I go, yeah, I'm just a man. I'm a normal guy. I said, you think I got knowledge? I said, you should see everybody that watches, that hangs out with me, that's in the Team 51, that's in the investment group. Check them out. Because all these dudes have the knowledge I have, plus whatever they do in life. They're infinitely smarter. YouTube always asks me about this channel. They'll send me little messages. They'll send me questionnaires, ideas, all this stuff. And then, what type of channel do you have? What are you? Are you this? I'm just an education channel. I got a guy out here. You should do more educational videos. That's why we watch. I'm like, the whole thing's education. The whole thing, life's education. Learn from the mistakes I make. Or don't. Michael Burry's telling you this market's about to pummel. It's going to fall down. It might be a year or two. Who cares? I don't care about the timeline. I played music from 1997. Anybody know why? Because 3 years later, after a financial crisis, they knocked down 2 buildings. They started world wars. They knocked down 3 buildings. That 3rd building, World Trade Center number 7, was the SEC. It was the CIA. It was everything to cover what just happened in the financial crisis 2001. I've seen the worst happen. And I've also seen the best. The best thing that ever happened to us, the best thing that could ever happen to you as an investor, was we started asking questions. We started asking questions at the right time. Whether you got in for $20 or you got in for 40 or 100, I don't care where you bought. What stock and what company do you think gets this kind of press right here? I just opened up my search page. Right here. This is search page. It's going to tell me everything. When will the House vote to reopen the government? Let me tell you guys something. Think about all these headlines here. Some things are sponsored, like this one from eBay. They think I want to buy a Marantz model radio. No. But you start thinking about what they're telling you here on these pages. Who are they catering to? Michael Phelps, sports. Wait, this is not a paid ad here? This is not a paid ad. This is just a random ad that they want to put up in front of me. And it says, I gave GameStop's retro store a second chance. It's embarrassing. That's on my page? That's not a sponsored ad. That's actually on my page. You know, cracks in the armor, guys. Cracks in the armor. I was reading the headline about SoftBank selling $5 billion worth of Nvidia. They're out. I'm never catching up on Marantz Rants. Congrats. Thank you. Not sure if this was covered. Why were you not in the Power Packs video? Cash App, I don't know. Me and Toast don't get along. But I don't care. I don't care to be in a video. It's not going to change who I am. I'm happy that Carter got in the video. He deserved it. He made some really good videos about Power Packs. Me, it is what it is. I'll tell you, 2 of those guys who were in the video never made a GameStop video until Power Packs came along. Nope. But if that's their thing, if that's how they want to do it, let them do it. You already know I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of people buying things for other people and then sending it to them. I'm just not that way about it. If I bought something, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Here you go. You don't need to send me anything. Here you go. You can have it for free. You ever been around me? I'm going to give away everything. It says, Marantz is in it for the fixins'. I don't know exactly what that means, but I got you. I joined the Army in 1987, deployed entry program. I was 17. Good job. Yeah, I don't know about Brookfield, the way it went down, but I've read it before about Oak Tree plenty of times. All right. So we're going to talk about the chart, and I'm going to get up out of here. I have things to do tonight. Got to get the house going like always. This is a chart I drew for GameStop, a projected chart of what I really think is going to happen with the stock, where I think it's going. I think we're going to explode at the end of this. I think this one could probably be somewhere in here. And but I see it being something like something like that. I had it at like 500. I wanted the bar to be 500, somewhere around there. Yeah, 5. Something like that. It's fine. So that's what I think the stock's going to do. I know it's a pretty weird way to look at it, but if you saw it happen here, I think it'll happen here after you go sideways for so long. I think the compression's there. I think GameStop's fundamentals are there. I think the true value's there. The rarity of the stock, I think Wall Street knows what that is. GameStop's currently trading at 21.48 in the after hours. The lowest volume, I thought, ever, right? Like pretty much. Was that today? Like the lowest volume ever? Volume went up. When did the volume go up? Was it after hours? What in the hell happened here? From what I know, we had no volume today. Let me see. 2 million. 2.8 million. Oh, that's the average 3-day. Okay, good. Yeah, so 2.8. So 2.85, 2.86 basically. Half of yesterday's volume, a third of the day before. So it was the lowest day I've seen, I want to say, ever. 2.8. I don't remember it being lower than that. let me see. I don't remember a day being less volume. What did I say? 2.86? Yeah. I mean, I don't know when. I don't remember when the volume was that low. And considering the price is, I mean, it's the lowest it's ever been now. But let me see what was going on over here beforehand. Oh, yeah. See, look at that. We had crazy low days. So all of these were crazy low when it was at $10. $15. We had 2 million, 2 million. Yeah, we had some terrible days. I remember it was silent back then. We were just like baffled. Stock starts falling down. You're still at 2 million right there. And that's a day when the stock was $10. Only 2 million shares. 2 million shares right there at $10 again. 2 million, 2 million. So we had a couple of days, 2 million, and then it just got crazy. And at some point, the water turned on and it was over. There was no holding it back. Then it got to 187 million. So, yeah, so you go from 2 million, 2 million to something crazy, and it's all over at that point. Then FOMO kicks in 200 million. So we had 100% increase, 1,000% increase. I don't even know, 10,000% increase on volume because we went from 2 million to 200 million in the span of 2 weeks. So, as dormant as the stock might be right now and feel right now, just know this might be the lowest you see. This might be where everyone wants to get it because, I mean, is this not the deal of a century right now? Look at this. Literally a deal of the year, at least. I don't want to say a century. Don't let me overspeak it. Don't let me oversell it. But this is a phenomenon. Carter talked about this last night in his car video. It's not a straight line across. It's a 5-degree line. That's from what I see. What I was doing. If I change so there's 7 degrees, 6 degrees, 5 degrees right there. So it's 5 degrees. 5 degrees up. So if I travel long enough, we'll find a way to be way out here. So if I take it this way, that right there is -5. That's 5 degrees. So if you continue on a 5-degree trajectory, and you can do that 5 degrees, you're going to be, instead of being, $21, your stock's going to be at $37. It might take you 5 years, might take you 6 years, but we'll see how we keep going. Because, I mean, you can hold me on the water, but what you can do is stop the top. The top keeps pumping. So that's what's happening here. So I'm good with it. I'm excited with the GameStop. All right. I'm going to read the chat, and I'm going to get up out of here. I know it's Veterans Day, and you guys have things to do, so do I. Shout out, happy Veterans Day to Because I Can. Is a fellow veteran like myself. Multi-Warrior says 3 years active, Panama Desert Storm, 14 years National Guard, 29 years Federal Service. Terrible on the National Guard years, bro. What a waste of time. Ugh. Gross. You must have been collecting a check. Let me tell you how I feel about the National Guard. I feel about those guys like I do. Who's this again right here? This little piggy went to the store? Is that Jackie De La Tit's girlfriend, wife, whatever he calls her? Could you imagine meeting somebody online through your YouTube channel and then you marry them? God, that's gross. I mean, you could do it. I mean, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. If you're falling in love out here, Tony De Niro, that's how I did it. Charlotte didn't see it coming. There I was, sitting on a Roblox channel. We're playing a game called Giddy Up, Get 'em. Love the music. Reminds me of my Incubus days. Oh, Incubus. Yeah, Incubus was good. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much. And shout out to all you fellow vets. Shout out to Trove, doing the real thing. Jay Kerwin, my man. The hardest working man in D.C., Carter's Corner Pocket. No one's in D.C., that's what he said. Dean Roberts, I need GameStop at $10. Oh, yeah? Yeah, those liars. I need $100 GME ASAP. Why? ASAP. You'll sell and you'll get out of here. That'll be fine. I'll still be here. I want that S&P 500. I want those ETFs that are going to contain everything. I want those index funds that are going to include and gather up. I want all that Wall Street money that wants to come running over here. I want the FOMO. I want the short. You're telling me you're short 16% on this stock? You're telling me you're short at this price at $21? You're short 60 million shares, 80 million shares? I'd love to see it. Those are things I'm waiting for. Thank you so much. If Trump delivers this $2K tariff payment, I'm throwing it straight into GameStop shares and warrants. Ryan Brown, I will be buying more shares. If I get a $2,000 payment, dude, shout out to Derek, my boy. How could I forget Derek? I didn't forget him. I just didn't say him. David, same thing. They're just passing the same money around and not showing us, not show losses. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the guys on YouTube, right? I think somebody called out Jackie and said, Jackie, you never show a trade or anything you do on GameStop. And I guess he got angry and went and bought 50 shares of GameStop. Jackie, I wipe my with the shares you bought. Sorry, Jackie. You're not going to convince me, bro. You claim you sold over 3,000 Discord memberships at $500 a piece. Cool beans, bro. I want to see how you're living. Morant, where do you think GameStop will put the money during the crash? Ooh. I actually made this video today. I don't know specifically where they would put it, but I think that Michael Day, who is Blake Day, who is a co-creator of Chewy.com and on the board of directors of Volition Capital, I think he is part of that investment group. I think he's doing all the due diligence, flipping over every rock, checking the companies that they're ready to buy and pounce and take over leadership-wise. I think they're willing to do it. I think they know how to do it, how to leverage it, and then they have the game plan. They have the game plan. And the thing about GameStop, and if you stay in the same industry, if you get close to it, right, retail or something that involves the logistics of it all, even if you were to do traded cards or PSA graded cards or some type within the same ecosystem, if you can get close to it, you can use some of the same synergies and leverages, if not more, than certainly if you're the parent company and the holding company. And that's what Warren Buffett did a lot of, the intermingling of the business. It's one thing like how you become a consultant. I don't know if you guys know about consulting and how it works. Some people, they know how to nickel and dime the system. They really do. They go in, they say, I'll be a consultant. I'm going to give you ideas on how to run this company better. And then they start billing the company for their time. And then they start manufacturing things within that company. Well, the biggest thing on consultants, I want you to think about this, okay, guys? Maybe some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't, about trademarking a product and or inventing something, okay? When GameStop invents something like Power Packs, that is an invention forever. That is something that's mind-boggling or shattering, but the trademark is theirs. The engine is theirs. The creativity is theirs. So when they do it this way, there are going to be inherent royalties to that system that other people might mimic and emulate. And then guess what you do? You go in there and you say, you know what? That's mine. I own that. So whether GameStop ever gets, moved on or under new leadership, there are portions and fractions of this damn company that are owned, materially by GameStop. That's why they have their own private label, and that's why they own so many things, because they realize that you could pay. You don't have to pay for the technology when you're producing it yourself. That would be the mod retro game. That'd be a lot of things they do, and I love the way they do it. That business model is the insulation of your investment. So I think they know that. I understand it completely. Just so that we're clear, if you're ever in charge of a company yourself and you want to invent something for that company, trademark it, and then sell it to the company that you're there consulting for. And then guess what? You're going to get royalties on it every time they use it, every time they say it. And you could do this. You can do this. I think Ray Kroc did this with all the value mills. He invented a value mill, the word value mill. He invented Super Size Me. So there's a lot of things that they did, and they were making money at McDonald's, and all to steal the identity from the original creators. They paid him off and they paid him a fraction, but you ran off. You had a better business plan and a better business model. I've seen it happen in real time. I've seen it happen with a lot of things, the businesses that I talk to and work with. So I just tell you from experience, you guys be careful what you're looking at, but at the same time, you don't have to because it's Ryan Cohen. It's you. I think it's you forever. I think GameStop is that. I think people don't know what the word GameStop means, what the company is. And by not knowing, that means not giving value. But when you are synonymous with great investing and profitability, that's going to be your calling card. So right now it's just nickel and diming kids for games, and they're used games, and people really don't know what the monsters are. And here's how it's gonna happen. GameStop's gonna come out with the earnings report soon. And I'm not talking about the next one. I'm just talking about the one that does come out one day. And when it does come out, it's going to show you a crazy amount of profit. It's going to be so much profit that people can't even understand how that video game company makes money. And then everyone's going to look around and go, what the hell are they doing? How are they making so much money? And then someone's going to go, oh, it's power packs. And I'm like, power packs? Like, yeah, power packs. They did it the right way. They weren't the first ones to it, but they did it the right way. They teamed up with the two biggest vendors, whether it be PSA and eBay, and they came up with a solution for a problem on how to sell collectibles because no one can get value for collectibles. They've got a way to do it without going to card shows, without having to leave your home. They can do it. Cool. They can do it online. They can do it on their phone. They created this ecosystem, and they're monsters. Let's go give this value. And that's what's going to happen. The same thing happened with Nvidia. Nvidia was a gaming chip, company that was worth $200 billion. Next thing you know, we got these super computers we want to make. We got these AI chips we can design. Boom, here we go. We're going to do it. And now they got a valuation because the whole world came behind it to $5 trillion overnight. 2 years, 3 years, that's overnight. But I'll tell you, well, GameStop's going to get some value for what they're doing because those numbers are going to be undeniable. That's what's headed your way, guys. Numbers that are undeniable. So hang on a little longer if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can get up out of here, and I'm good. Same here, bro. Struggling, but I'm not selling. Here for life-changing gains. Yeah, David, do your best. We all struggle, David. You got to find out what to struggle with. That's it. What do I want to struggle with? So there you go. You're a young man. Thank you. And Cash App, just to answer you about the Power Packs videos, I don't select GameStop's content, nor do I care if they like me or not. I love them. It's a one-way street, I guess. I'm okay with it. I really am. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't do it. Burry has been calling for a crash over 10 years now, asking for a friend. Yeah, but it's not about calling for a crash. It's one thing to sit here and say, hey, I think this thing's overvalued and I wouldn't invest in it. The market's extremely overvalued, blah, 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 blah. But you have to find the signs, and then you also have to show the execution of it. And right now, the signs are everyone's selling out of these top positions because the rumors have gone out. People are reacting on the rumors, and when the news hits, Lord help you. It took them 3 weeks to launch the DeepSeek information. Well, Michael Burry's giving you 3 weeks, and he's going to launch his own. So I hope you pay attention. So many distractions to avoid the truth. Sure, Ken. It blows me away. Isosceles triangle. I don't know exactly what that means, but I got you. Jackie is 1 share short. That sucks. Just check the Pokemon cards GameStop has over 12K, and I play Power Packs up and to the right. Oh, for play, and yeah, P. I talked about it on the channel. They have over 13,000 cards online. It's the most of all time. It's not even close. I mean, they're killing the number. Hello, Morantz. Hello, Halney. GameStop should do a Nintendo 64 Retro. Analog was supposed to do one, and they've delayed it for several months. Yeah, I mean, it would sell. I wouldn't go out of my way for it, but it would sell. And good for them. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they do. I'm buying it. I'm supporting it. On that note, guys, I've got to buy and support what we do here. I'm going to turn on some music in my head. Go out here, clean up the house, do the best I can, but I will tell you this. Don't neglect your family. Don't neglect your chores, your duties, your job, your loved ones. Grind it out, guys. GameStop's not going anywhere. We're okay. We're going to buy more tomorrow. Team 51, you know who you are. Real grinders, real clout chasers. That's what we are. We're complete morons. We are the cult that is GameStop, and everyone's looking at us like we are dumb money. Oh, baby. Hey, the movie Dumb Money was a fake movie. If you know the truth. The book, Connect the Dots, soon to be a movie one day. Maybe that's the truth they're all looking for. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I appreciate you tonight, millionaires, and I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you around. Peace.
Welcome to my ranch, no advice on finance. Spin the wheel and take a chance. Get an NFT and a little education. The system got undertow, that knowledge is flotation. You wanna learn? Well, you came to right place. You're pumping AMC, might get slapped in the face. Get your due diligence, know who the villain is. Don't be a sheep when the shepherd's carnivorous. So come learn, laugh, and maybe you win big. And listen up, y'all, the wheel is not rigged. Everybody get a chance in the live chat. Kyoto spin wheel, you win just like that. Retail fight back and this retail winning. Y'all just wait, man, this is just the beginning. All fellow simians, GME group singing the truth. We just chillin', infinity pool swimming. So welcome to Moran's Rants. A lot of knowledge but no advice on finance. Don't even need pants, you can tune in naked like Henny the Mayo Man. Internet's most hated. Don't wanna lose your money, then it's time for you to listen. If you're ignorant, invest in AMC or Superposition. The stream about ready, they told us to don't dance. I do what I want. Welcome to Moran's Rants. 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 Welcome to Moran's Rants.